Hey there. How's it going? I haven't done one of these in a while, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to try to make more quick content. And I know I've said that numerous times, but I think I want to try to maybe do just one really brief, unplanned, warts and all video at least once a week. I just uploaded something that, unfortunately, because of copyright, I was told it's blocked in one region. I don't know what that region is. I can't find out. I kind of don't care. It was this record, and it's a Sears training record. There is actually, I think I posted it before, just a rip of it with a picture. I made a video of it playing on a turntable. It's got copyrighted music on. It's got like Carole King music and other stuff on it, and because of that, it's been banned, or banned in one region or some kind of thing. I don't really care. I'm not interested in monetizing my videos, so at this stage I don't care. I mean, if people can see it, I hope they can see it. I'll put the link down below, points downward. But I thought I'd do another quick one of those things that I found in the wild or otherwise bought. I have camera equipment in the way that I don't need, because of that other video. I just shot it. Well, first off, just I forgot about these, and then I grabbed them just as I was setting up the video. But a new Habitat for Humanity store has opened in my town, and one of the things they had is occasionally they'll have CDs, and usually it's like Mariah Carey CDs and just all those things. Maybe you'll see like a bunch of U2 CDs, but I found a bunch of like kind of industrial and goth adjacent stuff on CD, and it's like Dead Voices on Air album, which is Shap. I know nearly nothing about Dead Voices on Air, even though I've heard of them for many years. So I haven't checked that one out yet. I found this really cool. I love compilations, especially like compilations from the 80s and 90s and industrial punk ones. And this is one I've never seen before. The portable Altamont. I can't seem to hold up a cover. It almost looks like a John Crickfalusi kind of drawing. I hope it doesn't. But it's got Skullflower Coil, Current 93, Nurse with Wound, and Drunk with Guns. Says contains previously unreleased material by each group! Exclamation point. Looks pretty cool. I had to pair the CD with the cover because the CD was just floating around, but I was able to match its artwork and figure out what it was, and got that. And then a band I am familiar with, but know almost nothing about. Frontline Assembly. I'll add that to my 90s agro-industrial stuff. The Initial Command. And that'll be cool. I may play that soon. And then I found this cool all-black CD jewel case. And it looks to me like it is one disc from a 3-disc set. But it's a Wax Trax. The first 13 years. I've actually kind of wanted this box set, so I have one of the CDs of it, and that's cool. And then I had a hankering for getting my hands on Byrne and Heino's My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, and I've had I had it on vinyl when it first came out, loved it, stupidly sold it when I think I got it on CD at one point. And then I got the bonus deluxe CD. And if you know about this album, you know that there's a track that's been omitted and replaced with something else due to its use of Islamic chanting. And there was a complaint, and Byrne and Heino elected, well, we'll just take it off when we reissue the album. And so, if you really want to hear the album the way it first came out, you need the original one. I bought a copy of it, and it is the most water-stained, because it was very cheap. I didn't note when I bought it, the condition on the cover didn't fully indicate how water damage this thing is. The record itself is fine, stellar, and it even seems to have been cleaned professionally. But the cover is just really terrible. I'm slightly tempted to do my Folkways treatment of this album. I think this album would be appropriate for me to do a fake, like faux Folkways treatment. I'm a little heartbroken that the cover is horrible. I even tried to look to see if there are any covers only, or maybe a record that was in poor condition but with a good cover. It's fine. It also looks like, as I look at it, and I'm handling it with my bare hands now, I'm probably going to die. This might be the last video you see me. It actually almost looks like some of this staining could be washed off carefully. I don't know how you would do that. I could try, because it actually looks like it's not soaked into the surface. It looks like it's on the surface superficially, like it could be cleaned off. So I might try that, and that might turn this into a white record, because I have used cleaners that in an attempt to clean some record covers, and actually takes the art and the ink off of it. From that same dealer, and I'm not even going to really mark him down, because when I went back and looked at it, it's like, oh, he did say there's water damage, you know, to the cover. I bought it for the condition of the record, which is like very good. He did indicate, but he didn't indicate how horrible it was. He probably should have taken a picture of it, and you know, maybe I would have spent a few more dollars and got a better one. But anyway, from the same dealer, I got Edgard Varése. So it's got ionization on it and Poem Electronique. And if you know, you know. Edgard Varése was a huge influence on Frank Zappa, and you could certainly hear it in his early orchestral stuff and the stuff he did with the Mothers that utilized a lot of really cool and weird percussion. Edgard Varése stuff is just, it's pretty bonkers, pretty cool stuff. And then at one of my favorite record stores, I found, I should take these out of the shiny sleeves, Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. Mirror Man. Actually, no, I bought this at a brand new record store in nearby Camas called Evergreen Vinyl, and it was pretty reasonably priced. And then by weird coincidence, I was Googling the people involved on it. And one of the players on here, I do not remember his name because they're not listed on the back. Now I'm going to forget and stumble through this. Anyway, his page showed up on Facebook, and he wrote he's writing songs about Charlie Kirk. Pretty crazy. And then another Captain Beefheart, and this one I found at my favorite record store in town, Everybody's Music. Used record, very used copy of Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, Lick My Decals Off Baby, which is one I've been wanting for a long time. Some of these I've had on CD or digitally, and putting it back in its sleeve. Oh, and by the way, I'm a top loader, as you may have seen, because I shove my records into shelves, as you can see behind me. Oh, the record got blurry. And then another Zappa related one. I bought this at I also bought this at Everybody's, a fairly worn out cover copy of Zappa and Captain Beefheart, Bongo Fury, which I love this album. I've had the crappy Zappa Ryko reissue of it, where he just kind of shit all over the original instrumentation and mix. This is one of those albums that Zappa did in order to help his troubled friend Don Van Vliet, also known as Captain Beefheart, who, according to Zappa, never saw a record contract he felt like he couldn't sign. He just got himself in so much trouble with contracts that he was kind of destitute for a while. So Zappa would occasionally hire him, and I guess they went on tour. And there's some pretty funny stories about that in the real Frank Zappa book, if they're to be believed. But yeah, and this is a great album, a kind of neat mixture of the 70s Mothers and Captain Beefheart. Very cool. Muffin Man is maybe one of my favorite tracks. And then I got this home, and I thought, I had this nagging suspicion that I already own this on vinyl. And I do. So this is probably going to get gifted to somebody. Damn it. I hate when I do that. But I don't want to be one of those twerps who are sitting there looking their collection up on Discogs. Like, do I already have it? Or how much is this worth? I hate that shit. But I guess I wish I knew more. Like what I own. Speaking of what I own. I wouldn't have bought this if it wasn't very cheap. But it's Heino. It's another Heino record. I have an extensive collection of Heino records. Almost for no other reason than I find the covers just kind of hilariously ironic. And I think I've mentioned this in another video. How I got into Heino was I used to work with two middle-aged German women who had a lot of like Schlager music on cassette, and they would play it and they would get shouted down by their, fellow line workers. But I remember looking at their cassette like, my God, what is that music? And one of the people I saw on one of the cassettes was Heino. And then a couple of years later, in that fantastic, Incredibly Strange Music Volumes 1 or 2, I don't remember, it's Jello Biafra, and he talks about Heino and his Heino obsession. And so I started, whenever I'd find these, I'd buy them. And I have just a ton of them now. Maybe I'll do a video showing all my Heino records. I don't really like his music. Some of them are funny. The ones where he tries to do South American or Mexican style music in German, I find pretty funny. And his Christmas video, maybe I'll put a link down below. He did like a Christmas TV special that is not to be missed. And then this is one of those records where it's my favorite record store, everybody's. They post videos of somebody flipping through all the new records. Like you can actually see, it's like point of view, kind of AMSR kind of video of flipping through records. And when they do that, sometimes the record will make me rush down there as quickly as possible. And this is one of those. I've been wanting this for a while. It's one of those really weird, kind of ephemeral, instructional kind of records. If the Bomb Falls, a recorded guide to survival. And it's all over the web. You can find samples of this, and lots of people have sampled it for wacky anti-nuke stuff. It's supposed to have a booklet. Mine doesn't have the booklet. I'm going to hunt to see if maybe the booklet is on archive.org and reproduce it. As you know, I like doing forgeries of things. So yeah, If the Bomb Falls. I've been wanting that one for a long time. It was worth it. And then at Evergreen Vinyl, I got, this is my second purchase for them, was I'm not super familiar with later Hawkwind. I really enjoy like the first Hippy Dippy album, and then the albums that have Lemmy on them, I think are really good. They're really good, like hybrid of like hippie music and space rock and hard rock. And this is Hawkwind's Quark, Strangeness and Charm that came out in 1977. So it's a post-Lemmy one. I'm not super familiar with it. I do know they did a couple albums where they have tracks that sound astonishingly like, to me, Roxy music. And I find that interesting. So I'm going to give that a listen and add it to my collection. I want more Hawkwind in my life, besides those classic ones. Oh, and then at that same store that I just mentioned, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Your Funeral, My Trial. And it's a blown out version with the CD and a DVD, which I don't care about. I've been wanting this album. I like any Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds from this era that still have Blixa Bargeld of Einstersende Neubauten on them. Before he kind of morphed into Leonard Cohen. I really like Nick Cave. And then finally, something that is not a record, but I found out about this. I'm not a massive fan of the 33 1/3 series, but when there's something that I'm interested in, or album I'm interested in, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about them. There's a part of me that wished I had the chops to write a 33 1/3 book, but I also think, how long can you gush on about a particular album? And the ones I've read sometimes just meander. I think they do, even if it's a record I particularly care for. But this one, it's part of their genre series, and it's Plunderphonics by Matthew Blackwell. and it delves into, bands like Negative Land, people like us, Double D and Steinsky, of course, Girl Talk and the Avalanches, bands that kind of push it into pop territory. But this just came out, and I'm eager to read it, and hopefully I sit down and read it soon. I am embarrassed to admit I'm so squirrel-brained that I sometimes have a hard time just sitting down to read a book. I need to dedicate time to do that. And speaking of dedicating time, I do 2 radio shows on 2 different stations, community-type radio stations, and I do it online from here, my studio. I've opted to cease doing one of them for a while. I need a break. I have some just personal things going on in my life that make spending a lot of time on that kind of difficult. So, and I need a break. And so I'm letting one of my radio shows go. So I'm going to have more time. And that's one of the things where I think I might do more YouTube videos. Lucky you. I mean, that's one thing I plan on doing. Another one is read books. I have a massive pile of books that I've been buying in the last, 2-3 years. And just like, I'll look at them, I'll maybe start to read them, and then I'll just get sidetracked on something else. And a lot of it is, one of my radio shows really sucks up a lot of my time. I enjoy doing it. I get some energy out of it. It also, it's a commitment where there's like a whole day where I'm just, if I'm not doing the show, I'm planning for the show. So I need some time, and hopefully I'll go back to it maybe in a different time slot, maybe in a different format. Maybe I'll try to do something different with it. And I will definitely go back, and I'm welcome back. But I just need a break. And I think that's a super important thing to do when you do any kind of creative thing, to know when you need to take a break. And I need to take a break. And one of the things I hope to do is maybe make more content for YouTube and, get my videos banned in regions or get notes telling me that they're demonetized, and I don't care because I'm not monetizing. I don't think what I do is monetizable. I don't think anybody in their right mind would pay for what I do. And that's the same thing with my radio efforts. But, the thing I get paid in is they're fun to do. So yes, if you like this, like, comment, etc. I may do more. That's my aim, is to just do a really quick video every week. Maybe one that's not nearly 20 minutes long, like this one is. But I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.